time to learn more about a legend in the world of natural bodybuilding and fitness. A true giant in the field whose legacy is still felt today. His name was Vince Gironda, and he was known as the Iron Guru. He didn't get this name because he liked eating spinach. Nope. Vince was all about lifting heavy iron and creating bodybuilding champions, and not with the use of steroids like the monsters of today. Vince was all natural and adamant that you could naturally build the perfect physique using only nutrition and sound exercise science. Vince Gironda was a maverick, a nonconformist, a visionary ahead of his time. And you can't help but respect his relentless pursuit of body science, his tireless work ethic, and his die-hard passion for the sport of bodybuilding and helping regular people achieve a body they never would have thought possible for themselves. To understand the man, the myth, and the legend of the Iron Guru, we have to go back to where it all began. Vincent Anselmo Gironda was born in 1917 on the 9th of November in Bronx, New York. When he was 7 years old, Vince moved to California with his family because his father was contracted to be a stuntman in the original Ben-Hur film. Vince was a precocious boy and excelled in all sorts of sports and athletic activities. This included things like gymnastics, horseback riding, shot put, pole vault, hurdles, relay, and even cross country. In fact, as a youth, he set several records in shot put and pole vault. As he got older, he decided to follow in his father's footsteps and become a stuntman. However, this wasn't in the cards for a young Vince. He was told he was too small and skinny to ever be a real stuntman. So, at the age of 22, he signed up at the local YMCA to start lifting some weights to see if he could put a little more muscle on his small frame. He didn't know it then, but that small decision set off a chain reaction that would impact all of us, even you watching this video right now. Vince took to weight training like a fish takes to water. He got it and instantly started seeing size gains. He also had a knack for detail. He helped people with their form and eventually became a personal trainer at Easton Brothers Fitness Center. He spent years there honing his craft and really studying the human body. It was here he first started his wild experiments, which would later turn him into a celebrity and a legend known as the Iron Guru. Finally, in 1948, Vince decided he needed to have his own place to call home, a place where he could continue his nutrition and exercise experiments without the looks and judgment by the Easton Brothers crowd. So he set up shop in Studio City, California, in the north of Hollywood, and opened a tiny gym on a busy corner of the city. This little gym needed a name, and since Vince wasn't big on fluff, he called it Vince's Gym. Of course, this little gym would go on to become world famous, and it was even featured in the movie Boogie Nights. Vince spent years working on his physique and ended up creating an amazing body. Proportionate, cut, ripped, whatever you want to call it, it's the body most men want. So Vince started competing in bodybuilding competitions all over the country. Remember, back then, bodybuilding was relatively new. There was no Mr. Olympia yet. That wouldn't happen until 1975. And here's the craziest part about Vince's life back then. Although he competed in hundreds of competitions, he never won a single contest. He placed second and third all the time, but never first. So why didn't he ever win? Well, as one judge in the 1950s put it, Vince was too ripped. They didn't like that his body was absolutely shredded with a low-fat percentage. They actually liked the puffier, fatter look. This didn't deter Vince, though. He kept competing and creating his own book of secrets. Later in life, Vince would train celebrities like Clint Eastwood and Carl Weathers. He trained his star pupil, Larry Scott, to win the first two Mr. Olympia competitions. And Vince kept on training and creating bodybuilding techniques that are still in use today. Next time, we'll talk more about Vince's Gym, a true Hollywood gem.